What's going on, team? Welcome back to the podcast, episode number 48. Hope we're all doing good. I know I say it every single time, but I mean it every single time. I hope we are all doing good. We are having a fantastic time, or hopefully just getting by, and getting ready to thrive when all this COVID stuff blows over. Just a little side note for all those healthcare workers in the world. You are an absolute angel. We really do appreciate you. If you've not been told it today, you are an angel. We love you all, and stay safe. We'd rather you stay safe than jump into work and then you obviously contract the virus too and put yourselves at risk. So we do thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and I just want to say, especially for myself and the team here, thank you very much. Right, episode number 48, we're going to talk about accountability. Accountability. See, I've got conflicting opinions on accountability. I think it's an absolute brilliant thing when it comes to, you and your coach, when it comes to you and your training partner, when it comes to just you and someone who likes to work out. Like, I think it's a brilliant thing, and it can really push each other, and it can really drive each other on, and just keep each other sustainable and consistent. Instead of killing it in the gym or killing it on your diet, 3 days a week. If you do have a training partner, if you do have a coach, maybe you're killing it 5-6 days a week, and then obviously that's going to be more consistent. And if you're more consistent, you see more results. And if you see more results, you're probably going to sustain it for a little bit longer. Plus, you have to do less work in the 6 days than you would do in the 3 days. If that makes sense to you. So I think accountability is a brilliant thing. It really is. It really is a brilliant thing. However, I say that with a big however. You do see those people that need a coach, that need someone's eyes on them all the time. And this is where my opinion might differ from a lot of people. So, if you are a novice, if you are someone that might not know that much about health and fitness, performance, or whatever, then that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. It makes complete sense that you need, eyes on you, a training partner, and then a little bit of accountability. However, if you are someone in a role of importance or a role of influence, for example, a coach, and you need someone to always be on your case simply about performance, right? Let me break this down. So, obviously, we got health and fitness. So, we're going to break that down, health and fitness. And that is, we're going to put aesthetics into that category as well. Obviously, when you get to the extremes, that's going to be performance too. However, for this sake, I'm gonna shove aesthetics in there. So mainly, this comes into, powerlifting, bodybuilding, weightlifting. Not bodybuilding. What am I on about? Powerlifting, weightlifting, CrossFit, and sports. Okay, and sports. So, in terms of this team, if you need accountability to be able to turn up to training, to be able to hit the reps the way you should do, to be able to do your accessory work, to be able to hit depth, to be able to do all these things within sport, then to me, you will fail. A lot of coaches will have conflicting opinions on that, but you can't be there 24/7. And simply, you don't have as much feedback as the athlete. The athlete gets that intrinsic feedback. They know how they're feeling. The coach can't. No matter how good you are as a coach and how well you know that person, you don't get the feedback they're getting inside of them. You're not inside them. Simply, you are not inside their head. You're not inside their body. You do not have that system. So, in my opinion, if in terms of sport, powerlifting, weightlifting, CrossFit, which are all sports, but they're just strength sports, if you need a coach there all the time to make you hit the session, to make you hit your diet, to make you hit the reps, then you'll never make it. So, for example, you see it occasionally where you see athletes and they're trying to win workouts, they're trying to win games, they're trying to win things, and they'll cut reps short. You know, they'll cut the number of reps short, or the actual range of motion short, or they will skip the corner, or they will, you know, cheat in a sports match. And all these things are, you know, it's setting a bad example for others to follow. That's not what is needed if you are in a role of influence, which would be, you know, one of the best athletes, or a coach, or, you know, a captain. All these things need to be done, and they need to be done when someone's not on your back. That makes sense? Right. We're going to reverse the role, and we're going to go back to health and fitness. In terms of health and fitness, in terms of the average Joe, in terms of people wanting to get fit and healthy, in terms of people wanting to look great, in terms of people who wanted to get better in performance, you know, but aren't in a role of influence, aren't high up in a sport, aren't pushing for world championships, aren't doing all these things, then yes, accountability is an absolutely brilliant thing. And it really, really does help. You know, I get messages all the time, and I'll message people all the time asking for accountability, even if they're not clients, because I want them to be accountable to me, or accountable to just simply messaging someone. It's not necessarily the fact that, oh no, I need to do this because Alex is gonna, you know, he's gonna kick off if I don't nail it, because I don't. But simply they're gonna think, right, I need to check in with this person. I need to physically write this down. And it ends up being accountability towards yourselves. It ends up being you keeping yourself in check, mainly because you have to check in with someone else. So people say, you know, I've got respect for my coach, and that's why, you know, I do X, Y, and Z, which it starts off that way. However, it ends up being, I got respect for myself because I wanted to achieve this goal, because I feel better when I do this, because I'm more motivated, because my family life's better when I do this. And it ends up swaying towards accountability, back towards yourself. And I think that's really, really important, team. And I think as coaches, and talking from a coach to a coach, so if a coach is listening to this, that'll be absolutely sound. I would say try and get that accountability from your clients towards themselves. You know, ask them how they're feeling. How are you feeling, mate? How are you feeling on this new program? You know, how you can either, if you know the client and the situation is comfortable enough, how's your libido? How's your sex drive? You know, how's your skin feeling? How's work? How's your mental health? All these things, like, and if, you know, time and time again, they come back and say, you know what, it's been better. You know what, it's feeling a lot better. Like, libido's up, or my mental health is in a much more stable position, or I'm feeling great, or I'm actually more mobile in my body. Like, I can do more things. I'm really proud of myself. And your job's done, man. Yeah, granted, like, I'm not saying, like, do yourself out of work, but that kind of has to be the goal, because that's when you strive yourself and put yourself in those situations where you'll go above and beyond. And yeah, like, they could turn around and go, well, you know what, you taught me everything I need to know, like, I don't really need you anymore. And they could. But most of the time, vast majority of the time, they don't. Because of those facts, they don't leave you. They might leave you because of, you know, they might need to tighten their belts or whatever. They move away, you move away, or whatever. But they don't leave you because you've taught them everything they need to know. Because that is a person that has been there for that client, that athlete, through thick and thin. And people don't leave you for that. People remember that. People remember you going above and beyond and kind of tricking them. You know what I mean, team? Like, you kind of trick them to be accountable to themselves, believe in themselves, have more confidence. At the end of the day, like, it's a beautiful thing. Like, you create a canvas and you can give this back to someone else. Like I say, they come to us just because we know a little bit more about this topic of life. But take us out of this topic, then we probably know jack shit. Or that's definitely true for me. Like, I know a lot about this health and fitness. I know fuck all about health and fitness, but I also know a hell of a lot. But then you take me out of this environment and I'll be the teacher. I'll be the student. Like, the novice student. Don't get me wrong, I'm still a student now, and everyone should still be a student in their craft. No way saying I'm a master at all. But what I'm saying is, I would have a lot less to say about a lot more topics if you took me out of here. So, team, hopefully that little bit of accountability has helped. Staying accountable to yourself, or trying to create personal accountability, is brilliant. If you are in a role of influence, check yourself, for fuck's sake. All right? If there's reps, hit them. If there's a way of hitting them fucking right. And if you're in a role of influence, then if you're shaving reps, if you're cheating in footy matches, if you're not hitting depth in a squat, in a powerlifting, then what are you setting as an example? You're setting bullshit as an example. That's what you're doing. So hold yourself accountable. We are all role models and influencers. We are in the age of everyone is a role model and an influencer. I don't give a shit about if you got a blue tick next to your name on Instagram. Everyone influences everyone else, especially because everyone is accessible these days. So make sure you are leading from the front, and then be authentic, be you. Set yourself apart, of course. So, hope you've had a great fucking day. Hopefully you take something away from this and go and smash your week, team. I know in New Zealand we are moving down to level 2 come Monday, which is a couple of days from now. So gyms will reopen. There will be, slight changes and the way they need to run their business, which is absolutely fine. And I hope everyone actually obeys that. So be looking out for more actual fitness related stuff. Hopefully more tips and tricks, and maybe a couple of clients down the road. All right, team. Have a fucking good one. See you later. Enjoy. Peace and love.